Welcome in to Monday. We get some racing on Monday. Not my favorite day to race, but I guess my second favorite day. I mean, if it can't be Sunday, I'd rather have it be Monday. And if it can't be Monday, I'd rather have it be Tuesday. And then it goes from there. So a little bonus day of racing. Well, not bonus, it's just a move day. But maybe we can find some winners. Not a huge fan of Monday racing, but like I said, it's better than Tuesday. Okay, let's just get. Oh, wait. By the way, everyone get in here. Let's take a poll. I didn't want to drink today. Coming back from Todd's wedding, where Todd got married on the sun in Vegas. It was very warm. But beautiful wedding. Todd, if you're watching, congrats. All right, let's take a poll here. What are you guys drinking today? I didn't want to drink today, but hey, I do this for you. And myself. I've got Cali Creamin' like creamsicle. I feel like I need something sweet in the morning. I'm going to go straight to it was either that or wine. I feel like popping a wine bottle might be a little aggressive in the morning. But hey, happy race day. Collective clink. Good luck. Cheers. Taking a pull. All right. Well, let's get into this rundown here. Today we are at Talladega Raceway. I think the one thing for sure. Oh, here's my prediction of the day. We have a big one at Dover. That's my prediction. I think that there'll be at least one wreck that takes out 5 cars or more. That's my prediction. So can we all agree? Can I see in the comments? Can we all agree that there's a lot of unknowns today, and we don't even know if we have a tire that can last 60 laps? Can we agree? We don't know what's going to happen today officially, and anything can happen. I mean, and the speeds are so high on this track that like I said, I think if someone, let's just say someone gets loose running, plus money matchups. If someone's like getting loose on the bottom at the front of the field early, he's either going to slide up the track and take out part of the field. And it's not like, oh, it was a cute little wreck, and I'm just going to go here on the 6-minute clock and then just get fixed. No, you're out. Like 5 cars will be done. They're just literally records are going to peel them off the track. That's my prediction. All right, let's get into the rundown. We did have practice, which was nice. And then you get like a practice and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We get practice. Might be able to make some big bets and, make some money. And then it's like, that's the practice we get. Are you kidding me? So, Kyle Petty won starting in the back. All right, well, let's get into it. Start down the rundown, run down the field real quickly here. Number 1, starting first, Kyle Busch. Now, here's my thoughts on Kyle. He was average in practice. He was kind of complaining about that right front, which, obviously everyone had issues with tires. So I do think if Kyle Busch can stay kind of in the top 5 all day, he can win. We have not seen race-winning speed out of Kyle Busch since Fontana. I don't care who you are. You won at Talladega, whatever. That was a luck box. Like, that's just part of the deal. If he stays up front or kind of in the top 5, I think he could win the race, because here's the deal. You got that first pit stall. You get the last money pit stop, and let's just say it's a 20 lap run to the finish. Kyle Busch can win. He can get out there and win. So I do have a little bit of him at 20-1, but nothing big at this point. I don't have anything big. But I do think Kyle Busch can win, but I don't think it's going to be like a dominating, if he, let's just say he loses spots on pit road and goes back to 8th. It's like, he'll be back there up to the front. I don't think that'll happen. I don't think Kyle Busch will drive through the field if he makes a mistake. I think that he can methodically work his way back up if he does have a penalty, but it's going to be because he had fast pit stops. I don't see him just driving through cars. Chris Bell looked kind of below average in practice, but also on the short run, but long run, not bad. And Chris Bell seems to make his mistakes early in the race and is able to recover from them, whereas other Gibbs guys, Truex and Hamlin, they just love to take themselves out of the race late. So I don't know. I kind of trust Chris Bell, but I'm not excited. I don't think he has a race-winning car. Could he be there and kind of steal something? Maybe. Ryan Blaney, I don't know. I mean, Ryan looked decent in practice, doesn't typically run well here. I have nothing on nor against him. I do lean him over Logano, but I'll get to that when I talk about Logano. I feel like that's a fairly priced matchup on Blaney's side, or at least a little bit of value on Blaney's side. Brad Keselowski, I think Brad's going to be pretty good. Here's why I think Brad's going to be good. Brad never shows short run speed in practice. Those RFK cars, they just haven't done that, but they've raced well. So the fact that he was able to put up a fast lap means, okay, this car has some speed. And we know that Brad Keselowski has a talent. The guy's an absolute wheelman, one of the best drivers, in my time of watching the sport. So if he has one lap speed, I'm sure he can figure out a way to keep that thing, up there for the long run. I think Brad's going to be pretty good today. And I trust Brad. It's weird. I trust Brad. Is that weird? Do I trust Brad? Do we trust Brad Keselowski? I think we do. I think we trust Brad. Yeah, we trust Brad Keselowski. He's a good driver. And if he has speed, he can kind of keep it up there. Chris Buescher, kind of like same as Brad. I kind of trust Chris Buescher. He tends to run well here. He's got some pretty decent matchups that are on the screen. Again, I have not played anything there. Oh, man, I think that these guys, if like the Brads, the Blaneys, the Buschers, even Briscoe, if they just kind of can stay in the top 5, right? The tail end of the field is going to come quickly, right? So, they're going to be putting guys a lap down quick, and then you're going to be dealing with traffic really quickly. So I think that I like Chris Buescher more than I like a guy like Chase Briscoe, just based on practice. Chase, I'm going to move on to Chase. Chase, not typically good here. I remember I faded him across the board last year. He had a little bit of an issue with fall off. He did again in practice this year. This finger is going to be a real nightmare. I'm not high on Briscoe. If someone said that they wanted to fade Briscoe today, I would say, okay. I would be okay with that. Tyler Reddick, another guy that struggled in practice. Like this, you feel like this is like a good track for Tyler Reddick because it is a good track for like a guys like Larson. And, sometimes you can kind of dime in the corner and run a little bit different line. That's what Larson tends to do. Reddick, not the same, and looked pretty bad in practice. Yeah, he has that starting spot, but man, I feel like if he slips out of that top 10 or top 15, it's going to be a real long day for him. I would be shocked if he was passing cars. I'll say that. William Byron, I will not be shocked if he passes cars. William Byron will be fast. Shocker. The 24, the 9, and the 5 are fast today. I know. Tiger Woods is good at golf too. So is John Rahm. I think William Byron's going to be good. I think that William could win this race. He doesn't have a great history here, but, relative to Chase and Larson, but he didn't have a great history at Phoenix either. Was pretty good there. So I think William Byron can win. I have nothing on nor against him at this point. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., this is a great qualifying for Ricky, just kind of inheriting a good spot, but he also runs really well here. I think if there's someone that you have to take with a grain of salt and say, you know what, he's probably a little bit better than he practiced, is going to be Ricky Stenhouse. He just tends to run well here, and I like him on concrete. This is the one place where I'll call him Ricky and not Recky, and I think he can kind of hang around. He could pass cars. I feel like if he has a good piece, he could work his way up into the top 5. I'm very confident in that. Chase Elliott was really good. He looked good in practice. Shocker. His price, though, 5.5 to 1 is a little short on Barstool, but then you have some other places having an 8 where, okay, 8's an interesting price. All right, Brian, I'll get to the best bet today here. $100 in your bonus bet expiring. All right, we'll get you something. We'll find something for you. I think Chase Elliott could be really good. Eric Jones, he looked terrible in practice. And I know that there's some people that have a lot on him and think that he's going to be great. I mean, not great, but at least win matchups. I don't think Eric Jones beats a soul. That's my guess. You don't run 3 laps in practice. You don't run 1 lap pit, 1 lap pit, 1 lap pit if your car is good. And I think he could just fade to the back instantly and then never be seen again. I do have a little Stenhouse at 60. Not bad, Mitch. Kevin Harvick. So I always have a call with Derek Yoder before, I do this just to kind of talk out loud. And we kind of came down to the conclusion that's like, hey, who do you trust as a driver? Like, who are the guys that we know are just going to be able to hang around? And ultimately, Kevin Harvick comes to the top of the list. He's not going to go try to win a race with a 7th place car. He's going to try to get 5th. And I think that that's huge for him. I think he'll be good. He runs well here. Weird. Kevin Harvick runs well here, but I just can't imagine. I can't imagine him having just a terrible day and just dropping through the field. Now, he could lose some spots early, but I anticipate him kind of working his way to the front, not making a ton of mistakes, and having some speed in that race car. If you told me you like Kevin Harvick in matchups, I would say I agree. Again, this is Talladega. I'm not quite sure what we're going to get. So I'm a little light at this point, going to be a little bit heavier live. Denny Hamlin, basically said, hey, I think we're good with like 8 minutes to go in practice. That could be because there's a lot of issues and we're just going to kind of see what happens. We have a good race car. Let's just get off the track where people are having issues. So, yeah, Denny, I like Denny. It's just, if Denny makes a mistake early in the race, he can recover. If he makes it late, he's done. And he just loves to make late mistakes. So I can't, I don't like that 9-1 price. I nibble a little bit at 12. But, I just can't see. I can't see a JGR car winning. Well, I'm not going to say that. Denny's going to be decent. I don't know if he should be 9-1. How's that? Ross Chastain. I think that this is kind of the best value bet on the board. He's 16-1. He looked decent in practice. He didn't have short run speed, but I don't really care about short run speed here. Like, you're going to get some, normally you get some long runs here. I don't know if we will today. We might have like 20 laps caution. It could be like Texas. But I like Ross and I trust Ross. Ross is in that group of guys. We decided that the guys you trust are the 1, you trust the 4. Who else we trust? Obviously Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott. Those are the guys we trust. We just know they're going to kind of be there. How do I weight head-to-head matchups with 10-1 or shorter favorites, a 3-1 ratio? That depends. I bet anywhere from half a unit to 4 units usually on a bet, and I'm usually 1 or 2 units on outrights and 4 units on matchups. And I have not played any 4-unit match. I don't think I'm going to play a 4-unit matchup today. That you're playing with fire. I don't like to gamble. I like to make sure my money's in good. I do think that I will have some outrights, and I do have some outrights, but that's because we're going to get paid out on them, right? Ross Chastain, 16-1. You don't need to put that much money on him to make some money. So, and I do think he'll be there. I think Ross will race his way up to the top 5. And if Ross is in the top 5 in a final restart, he can win the damn race. I'll get to Truex here in a second. We're almost there. Daniel Suarez. I don't know. Suarez was very Suarez in practice. Like, he'll probably look good at one point in the race, but maybe have a bad finish. Does that sound very Suarez-esque? I would say. I don't know. I like Chastain a lot more than I like Suarez. I'll say that. Ty Dillon, congratulations on your starting spot. Take a good look around at 16th because you won't be in the top 20 for the rest of the race. Like, you're going to finish a couple laps down, Ty. Sorry, that's just the deal. Martin Truex Jr., average in practice, but he's always kind of average in practice. He's always kind of average in practice, and then race is way better. He's really good here. Technically hometown track for whatever that matters. It didn't work for Denny at Richmond nor Martinsville. So, but he was good in both of those races, if that matters. I think Truex could win this race. I think, what is he priced? Right around 12-1-ish. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's right around 12. That's probably a decent price. I don't know that. I think the guy behind him is going to be fast. So let's just get to him. I think Kyle Larson looks really good. And he's really good here. Arguably his best track. Probably better than Homestead, which is crazy. But, like, your eyeballs tell you something different. And I would agree. Like, if I'm taking Larson somewhere, it's Homestead. And then it's Darlington. And then maybe here in Bristol. But he's just been really good here for a long time. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to talk about live in a second. Yes, I agree. But I think that Kyle Larson, if you came up to me and said, like, hey, I want to put $100 on someone, I would put it on Kyle Larson to win. If you want that kind of, like, payout with a guy to win the race. Like, if you're just looking for a matchup, I wouldn't put it on a matchup. I'd put it on someone to win, and I'd put it on Kyle Larson. There you go. There's my $100 bet. Eric Almirola. I don't know. I never know with Eric. He's my kryptonite. I don't make money betting on him. I lose money betting on him, and I lose money betting against him. So your guess is as good as mine. Not historically super fast here. If I'm looking at the last 4 races, he doesn't have an average finish that's, in like the top 15. So, I don't have any interest in Eric Almirola. Now, if you're fading someone like Ryan Preece, I know that that's a matchup. I don't hate that because Ryan's got his work cut out from starting in the back there. So I'm going to get to that as well in a second. Austin Cindric, again, I don't see him being fast. I think if we do have some tire fall off, ooh, man, these Penske's are in trouble because they do terrible with tire fall off, especially Ryan Blaney. However, Ryan Blaney does have this track position going for him, and it's hard to pass. Denny talked about it in his podcast. It's not easy to pass in this car. So if you can just kind of maintain track position, like I would say, if I'm a crew chief for Blaney, Buescher, Briscoe, Reddick, my advice would be, hey, just don't suck. Just don't suck. Like, just don't be terrible. Just if you lose a spot, like give it up. Like keep your stuff. Don't suck. Just stay in the top 10 this first run. You know, kind of conserve your stuff because it's so hard to pass. Just stay up there. And I think that would be my advice to Austin Cindric. However, he's starting pretty deep. Is Todd posting a matchup. Todd's moving a little slowly today. I've been texting with him. We might get a matchup up here quickly. If I haven't played one yet, but still the best bet. I mean, Ross Chastain's still minus 139 for a top 10. But we gave that out earlier. I love that pick. So, let's see, where are we? Austin Cindric, Yaley, BJ McLeod. I'm just going to skip you guys. Josh Berry actually looked decent. It's kind of interesting. Like, this is the best Josh Berry's looked in practice. Is the 48 maybe set up a little better for him than the 9? Josh Berry kind of shocked me at how consistent he was. And I think Josh Berry's a great driver, but I did not expect him to look that good. I did not expect him to look that good in practice, and this is the first time he's looked good. So I don't know. I still could see him going a lap down really quickly. So I'm not going to sit here and say Josh Berry's going to go out there and win the race, but maybe the 48, just the way that team is set up, might have a better situation for him. I don't know. He looked decent, but I don't trust him in a Cup car. In an Xfinity car, I trust him unequivocally. Ty Gibbs, I think he's going to have a long day. Ty Gibbs is a high beta. He's going to run a really fast lap, then a slow lap, fast lap, slow lap. And inconsistency means there's a good chance you could get past. So I don't like Ty today, but he can run fast laps. If he just stays out of trouble and just kind of does this methodical thing where he just hangs around, he might be able to get in the top 12. I just don't see it. Justin Haley, I like Justin Haley at a place like this, but he had a lot of fall off. I think it's going to be a long day. That 31 team just has not been on it this year like they were last year. There were a few races last year. It's like, wow, Justin Haley's really good, but not this year. Joey Logano. I mean, I just want to fade the shit out of Logano today, but I won't because he'll do what he did at Martinsville somehow. I don't know. Like Derek just brought up a good point about like Paul Wolfe being better than everyone. But here's the thing. If tires are an issue, what's your strategy? You're going to stay out and risk blowing a tire? I just don't. I think everyone's taking 4 most of the time. Like if we get like a 11 or 12 lap run where you'd never pit and take tires in the past here at this race, if you're concerned about tires and maybe you have an extra set, I think maybe you could get some different strategy. But I think, everyone's just holding their breath for this first 20 laps. I mean, I'm going to be holding my breath. I think Kyle Busch mentioned something like they should have 2 competition cautions. Okay. When one of the best drivers to ever step foot in a stock car says we might need 2 competition cautions, every single person that bets on this sport should maybe take a step back and say, listen, if this guy doesn't know, us armchair quarterbacks drinking beer on a Monday morning at 7:49 in the morning, by the way, here. Sorry, I had to take a quick pull. Maybe we should take a step back. Right? Like, there's going to be a big one. My bet is there's a big one. So let's move on. I want to fade Logano. He didn't look good short run. Didn't look good long run. Starting 26. Got a long day, but he's also going to blow by a few guys early. He'll probably be in the top 20, but I don't know. He's not going to get lapped early, I don't think. LaJoy looked good in practice, man. This poor guy's starting deep and going to be tough for him. I know there's a lot of people that have money on him to win groups and whatnot, and listen, if he has a clean race, he's absolutely going to be I'll take the under, Zach, highline betting there. First tire issue, lap 12. I'm going to say caution under lap 12. That's I don't know if it's going to be a tire issue. Someone's going to blame it on a tire, but they have a couple extra sets. I saw you comment earlier. I think under lap 12 for caution. And I think LaJoie's going to be decent, but does he run a clean enough race? I just don't know. Same with Bubba. Bubba looked decent in practice, but man, when was the last time a car went to the rear and was like clearly the best car? I mean, yeah, Fontana, Kyle Busch drove from the rear, but it hasn't happened much. It's way harder to do. You have to use up so much of your car for every pass. I mean, Bubba's going to have to work to get by LaJoie. Let's just say that right now. He's going to use up some of his stuff to pass even LaJoie. And then he's got Logano and Haley. Those are tough. Yeah, just survive. I agree. That's why when I say survive, I don't suck. Hey, let's just not be one of the top 10 worst cars, and let's just work on it. Just don't suck. That's my advice to drivers today. Hey, good luck today. Don't suck the first half of the race. Just don't suck. Like, you can just be average and be okay. You just want to avoid the big one. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that there's like no tire issues and we get long green flag runs and we have tire fall off and everyone's like, oh, my car feels great. I hope the bottom and the top work, but I'm also realistic. I think we're going to have a shit show. So Bubba, I mean, he was fast, but I don't know. I mean, and by the way, when a race where a lot can go wrong, Bubba's not good. Let's be honest. He struggles. Let's say, yeah, I don't think Bubba's gonna have a good day, and that's just, it's too hard for him to be that consistent for 400 laps on a tough track like this. AJ Allmendinger used to be good here. I don't know. He was pretty average to bad in practice, but he's been pretty much average to bad all year. So I don't know. I don't know what to think of that 16 team and the 31. They just haven't been the same as they were last year. Ryan Preece, again, looked bad, but I can't win on this guy betting on him or betting against him. Like, this will be a day. Ryan Preece, when it comes to Martinsville and Bristol Dirt, had a car capable of winning. What does he do? Gets terrible finishes. Now he has a bad car, in my opinion, and a bad starting spot, so he'll probably get a good finish. Because he's just not like, well, I don't listen, we have our hands so full. I'm just going to try not to suck. I'm going to listen to Uncle Worm, and I'm not going to suck. And then I'm going to find myself in like 12th or 13th place and actually get a decent finish. So that's what I think is going to happen with Ryan Preece. But if you just want to go based on lap times and where he's starting, I think he's going to have a long, terrible day. Harrison Burton, same thing. I mean, I guess you're the fastest of like the terrible guys. Michael McDowell's not very good here. I don't think he's going to have a good day starting deep. These guys starting deep. Noah Gragson, oh, man. The only thing worse than his haircut is his performance. Like, seriously. Like, I think that he did that on purpose. It's like, hey, look at my hair so you don't look at my finishes, because he is just trash. And I guess I would do the same thing. He should maybe do something crazy every week to stop, so that way people don't talk about the speed in his race car and the mistakes he makes. Brennan Poole, long day. Todd Gilliland, also long day. Not going to be good for Todd Gilliland. Man, the fall off was real. The only guy that fell off more to me was JJ Yaley. And then Austin Dillon, who knows? I mean, went out there and lapped on Rec 1. So thanks for all the help there, Austin. I don't know. Let's see. So, two guys that always cost me money, Eric Almirola and Bubba. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. So I do think that, so here's my pick. I think Larson wins. Bold, I know. But I also think Larson wins this week, next week, the following week, takes a week off at, Gateway, and then wins at Sonoma. I mean, that's it. I don't know. Here's what I think. It is so hard to pass. And just think about these guys that are running like the Logano's. He might get up to 20th, but he still has a terrible pit stall. This is a narrow pit road. I don't see a world where it's just an easy day for Logano on and off pit road, and you're back there in traffic. You're going to have to avoid the big one, the worm big one. I think that I don't know when it's coming, but you don't want to be in the back half of the field. So I would be very, very cautious. If you're taking someone deep in the field in a matchup, I would be cautious. You better be getting a big payout, because I think that there's just so much that can go wrong. But it can go wrong at the front too, right? I think at the end of the day, the stuff good and bad it's going to happen everywhere. The other thing too, it's sunny. So now you have a hot, slick track. That's way better for these guys. I don't know if it's better for the tire. I mean, what do we know about that? I just think, yeah. And Mitch, great point. Thanks for saying that. I think, you might see Larson better than 5-1. If Larson, starting 18th, blows by Truex, Suarez, Chastain, Hamlin in the first 20 laps, you better get on him fast, because those are fast cars, right? So it's all relative to like who you pass. I mean, he's going to pass Ty Dillon right away. So like that doesn't matter. But like he passes Truex, Suarez, Chastain, and gets up to Hamlin, Harvick, you better look out, because that would be like, I guess that's a little confirmation bias on am I drunk again? I need to take another pull. Yeah, I would wait till live, but you better have your finger on the trigger. That would be what I would say, Mitch, because who's going to go to the lead where their odds are just going to plummet and suck up a lot of the hold? I just don't. It ain't going to be Kyle Busch. They give him no respect. Like Kyle Busch is still 15-1. Okay, he's still Kyle Busch, but he just hasn't had race-winning speed, and so obviously you could even probably wait on Kyle. Like Kyle could go out there and lead a bunch of laps and, maybe even win stage 1. He still could be 8-1. So, yeah, hot slick Monday, Dover, Truex. I could see that. I don't hate Truex at all today. That's funny. Isn't that funny how so pessimistic on how this race is going to go? I just don't. There's certain people I just don't hate. Like I have people I hate and then people I don't hate. I don't love anybody but Larson. I think Larson, Elliot, and Chastain are, and then probably Byron. Willie B will be up there. But, if Willie B slips back, like the other thing, remember Willie B at Martinsville? We thought he was going to dominate Martinsville. He looked awesome, started 8th, just like he is today. And he was not that good. Like, I think Byron struggles in traffic more than some of these other guys. I think that even though he has more wins, I think that the 48's been better in traffic, and I think the 5 has been better in traffic. And I think that today we're going to see the 9 will also be better in traffic. That's my take. That's my explanation for why William Byron struggled so much at Martinsville. So maybe that's a thing. If you get Willie B in the top 4, then yeah, like if he's starting there, he's got a clean enough air, like maybe his car just responds really, really well to clean. Like no shit, yeah, car, yeah, like weird. Cars in clean air handle better, but you still have to have speed and you have to stay up there. So it's not like I'm taking anything away from him, but it'll be interesting to see if he's able to pass anybody, because I don't think Tyler Reddick's good. I don't think Chase Briscoe's good. I think that he's going to kind of blow by those guys early on, but is he going to be able to hold off Chase Elliott and Harvick, guys that are charging behind him? Eric Jones will not be charging behind him. He'll be fading. So Truex minus 140 on Logano. Yeah, but is that still the case though? Is he still minus 140 on locals? Hang on. Let me. Sorry. We might need to place a bet here. Yeah, I do. Man, what if Truex sucks today? And yeah, minus 155 now. Yeah, I don't want to pay minus 155 on anything. I just don't want to. But if it's hot and slick, I don't know. Like, okay, let's just think out loud. No bad ideas. Only, what is that? That Matt Damon thing going around that talking about Ben Affleck. Don't judge me on my bad ideas. Only judge me on my good ideas. That way you can just throw everything out there. So what if a hot, slick track is all of a sudden kind of hits Penske's setup? Like, what if they were planning on a Monday finish and they set up their car for a hot, slick track? Well, then fading Penske would be a real problem, wouldn't it? Now, hot, slick tracks rarely just catch setups. It usually catches drivers. And who do hot slick tracks favor? It favors road or dirt trackers. So it also favors like Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain. It favors the cream that'll rise to the top. I think hot and slick track. Listen, Hunter, I know you love Truex. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I think to just point to one guy and say he looks the best not based on practice, but hey, if he wins, there's a good chance I'll have money on him live. So I would love Truex to win, because it's not like Truex is just going to steal one late. Like, that's the last thing. That team has performed so terribly as a program. I cannot. Okay, Zach, negative Nancy. Now I lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was going to say. I'm sure it was profound. So let's just blame Zach for this revolutionary thought that just fleeted my mind. Are there any other questions about everything? I got to get some bets out. The race starts. Oh, the race starts in an hour, right? We have an hour. Well, we got time if people want to still chat. Is he? So that's the best price on Truex is 9-1. I thought I saw some better prices than that. I don't know. I have to. Yeah, he's 10-1 on FanDuel. Yeah, C12. That looks like Jazz is popping right now. Yeah, South Park joke. I can't watch South Park these days anymore. 14-1 Wednesday, then 12-1 now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel like live. Okay, what happens when Larson passes Truex? What happens to his live odds? I mean, I feel like Kyle Larson, and by the way, I could be completely wrong about Larson. He might not be that good. I doubt it, but I still think that Larson's a bad day. 5th is like a bad run for Larson. Like, I feel like that'd be a disappointing day. What happens when Kyle Larson passes Martin Truex Jr., Ross Chastain, and Denny Hamlin, like maybe before the comp caution? Is there any question who the best car is going to be at that point? Like, those are really good drivers. Larson's odds are going to plummet, and then Truex's odds are going to go up. That's my thought. Or Larson could wreck on lap 1. I don't know. We never know at Talladega. That's just, we just never know. I don't think any Penske cars are worth betting. You know, here's the thing. Well, I mean, they're sitting at 20-1. Now I'm stressed. Now I just worked myself into a bipolar thought process on on Blaney. Because here's the thing, you also get a good price on them. Like, they're 20-1. Like, you tell me, I just don't think Joey Logano should be 20-1 ever. He's a good race car driver. He's won 2 championships. Like, I mean, I think that they're going to stink too, but I thought they were going to stink at Martinsville. Like, yeah, see, I don't think you're I agree with both Hunter and Jacob. I don't know. There's some philosopher that says holding 2 ideas in your mind and you'll be fine in life. I think Penske's going to suck as well. But it's Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney, and they're 20 and 22-1. I know I like Blaney. I like Blaney more because he's up front. But I think when it comes to winning the race, I think Logano just is more of a winner than Blaney. That's nothing new. This is not revolutionary. Yeah, I think Penske would need strategy to win. Not Blaney. Blaney would not need strategy. I think Logano would need strategy. I think Blaney could just hang around the top 5 and set sail on a final restart, whenever that is. Even if it's 60 to go, Blaney could probably hang on. But then again, if there's a lot of fall off, Blaney's going to be trash. There. So now that I've talked in enough circles, I don't know what we have. So I just canceled out everything. You're welcome for all the help now that everything's canceled out. But my pick of the winner is going to be is Larson. I think that the best bet on the board is Chastain, his outright price at 16. He's just a guy I trust, and he'll be moving forward. And I mean, what he did here in the 42 car was pretty impressive. I can imagine, he was arguably the best car here last year. I like that guy. So that's my 2 cents. So anything else? Anything else? All right. Well, let's do one little post-race Post-race? No. Post pre-race pull. Write that down. All right. Cheers, everybody. Good luck. Happy Monday. Collective clink. Taking a pull. Have fun at Talladega. Truex wins. Temps will be exact. Okay. Good luck, Hunter. I hope you're right. 10 sets and you average 40 laps. Yeah, that's another. You're going to hear that a lot. Like, you're going to hear Larry Mack say that. Yeah, I got some Brad K as well. I don't think that's a bad bet. Go Martin. Hunter, you are biased. But you could be right. Sometimes, I mean, it doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means you're biased. All right. Cheers. Peace.